Hello, my name's Max Drake. I want to talk to you about just setting up a WordPress website. We've done the how to set up a totally free self-hosted website exercise where we went to AwardSpace, got their free servings and got a free domain name, and then went all the way through the exercise to the bottom where we ended up with this page. So here is our website and here is our web page, and yep, we can go over the interwongle and we have this there. The next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to log in. So we're going to do our back end, and you've got to type in wp-admin and go yes please, and that will give you the login page. And I will log in under mine here, and this is where you get the dashboard on the other side. So at the top it gives you the website there. You can get, a lot of the times it just says go and visit the website, so that's a good way of just flicking back to see with the website. So if you've done a quick change, just go there and come back to it. So we come back to the dashboard. Now the first thing is that we have the appearance, which is themes. So we have the theme, and there's a few freebies that it starts off. And what it's done is it's just started you off with, they've got three defaults here. They got 2017, 2015, 2016. We can actually just go into here and activate this one here. And if we go back to our visit our site, you'll see we have that theme now. It doesn't have images and stuff on there, but that's not an issue. So we'll go back to our dashboard there, and we'll go back to appearances, and we'll go back to themes again, and we can add a new theme. So in here, go and upload a theme here, and they give you a whole lot of ones here, and then some of them are freebies, some of them aren't. But what I would suggest you also do is just go on and just type in WordPress free themes. And there's a whole variety of them. There's blogs, and then there's a whole list of theme directories, 3 themes or whatever, and then you can get ones if you want to do a portfolio or newspaper or different types. There are commercial sites which are for selling and stuff on. I haven't really pursued those at this point in time. I'm really just looking at a simple website that you can use, and it can go 2 ways. You can either have a blog site, or you can actually have fixed theme site. But anyway, you can go and see your portfolios. This one here, let's just say we like the look of this one. I don't know why, and we can download it. So there's 2 ways you can do this. First, it can actually just upload and save to your computer. And I don't like this. I'm just playing with Brave at the moment, and it's got bits that are missing, so I'm never quite sure what's actually happening here. Well, no, there it is. It's completed. So that's fine. It's gone there. And the other way that we can actually do this is inside the theme. And we can search themes, and we can say blog, and then just see what comes through there. Not the most efficient thing, but hey, there's one here called diablog or something like that. Let's just pull that one in. So that one there is installing, and it's just installing, so it's just copying the files across. Now I'm not going to activate this one yet. I'm now going to also, another method of done it, I downloaded the other one onto my computer. I can actually go and choose file, and this is where I keep everything. It's rather embarrassing, really. And there it is there. It's a zip file, and it just says install. So just install that one there. So that's how you can end up with a basic theme to start off with. And I suggest you actually just, oh, there it is, it's whirling away quite merrily. So that's actually downloading and putting it into a file on the computer. Now actually that's something which I should have done as well. So I'm just going to pause this. Unpause there. Sorry, you should be seeing this as well. We're just going to Astro This is just for my AwardSpace here, and we're just going to log in. Now I'm stuffed if I can actually remember what I did. If it was that one, we'll try. See if it works. Something's happening. It's not telling me to go away straight away, so I think it might be that one. So this is looking good. So this is where, now this is quite a reasonable one, so you can get to play for that. I'm not too sure if I set up an email account. You can go into here, set up an email, and oh, I did here. So I think I did last time there. So you can just have another one, dog at that, and give it a password, and give it another password, and go create. And I would then email limit is reached. It's only allowing you one email here, so that's it. You've got your one email, you can't do any more, so that's fine. But that's that account. So again, what I found when I started off on this one, I ended up to this basic plan for $1.99 a year, and then when it ended up at the end of the year, I ended up going to a bigger account just as I worked through. But it's actually, that's quite good. I think you get 5 databases, and you get a few more free domains, and you get a few more emails. I think the emails are unlimited or something, but you can do that. What I wanted to show you in here was, if we just go back to the dashboard, is where file manager, where are we? See, this is very confusing on here. Where WordPress hides its documents, which is usually good. So we've created this web domain called PIR squared. Now it creates this area called content, and inside the content is where it puts the themes. So we loaded up the other theme, and we loaded up the dive blog. Then there's 2015, 2016, 2017 there. If you don't want any of these and you're not using them anymore, just blow them away. If you don't need them, don't have them. It's as simple as that. And this is where plugins go into plugins. And this is where, if you've got images, this is where they come here. But be very careful. Load them up from WordPress. Don't bother trying to shove them there unless you want to do something different. Anyway, I can't remember what we've just going back to the theme, just because I've been waffling. And okay, then we've gone into one of the other ones. So we've gone into the dashboards there. The other place that I just want to go into is plugins. A lot of the times, the next one in appearance, I just want to go into customize. At the very beginning, it's a bit slow, these are. You want to give it a site identity. So I think I called my pi squared, and this is my trash site. This is just really a byline underneath. You can actually get an image. So we'll actually do this at this point here. We're going to select an image. So it comes into that. You've got a media library which you'll normally turn up in. But in your upload files is where it actually goes, and you just go down on computer and you just grab an upload file. So it's usually pretty sympathetic as to what it'll actually do. So now you can see the file uploading, and when it's ready, think about it. You can actually delete it from here if you don't particularly like this. We'll go there. And you see we've gone from upload into the media library. You'll find that there'll be a date for month and year through here. So as you go along, it'll actually start ending up with another library. So here it's brought in the image, and it's saying the image is too big. He wants me to crop it. Let's just crop it to there. And let's see if I can let me shrink it down. Yeah, we'll do it to there. And we just go to there and go crop image. Oh, sorry. So that's going to be the little favicon. So now you'll see a little favicon later on. So that's what I've actually done there. That now, so we can publish that. So if we publish that, you'll see an update possibly on our little icon. If not, don't worry. We can select a logo, and we can select that image as well. And it'll most probably ask us to crop that, and we'll just crop that down to We should have done this with a favicon actually. There, and crop image, and there we've got a logo. So now up the very top we can go in there and we can re-edit it. So if we go publish there, and if we just go into another WordPress site, so this is just another tab, and we're just going to refresh that tab, we should come through. We've got the logo. We haven't really got the favicon coming up there. Maybe this is being blocked somehow. I'm not too sure why that is. My favicon is there, so it should be here. Never mind. So that's the first one with the customization. You can then go in and choose some colors. You can have a header image, and if you had a header image, we'll take that one there again. We're getting pretty bored with that one, but the header image we'll no, I want. Why don't you let me do that? There, that's the shape of it. Okay, that's the shape of our header image, so we'll just have that crop image. And it comes in. So this is just prettying stuff. Okay, then, so that's come as a background into there. That actually looks quite confusing. So let's just hide the image and we just blow it away. We don't like that. That's too confusing. It's got a whole load of little item things in here, and so you've actually got the bar on the side, and you've got the header, your wordy bit on the other side, and you can get a left sidebar or a right sidebar. Background images, we can go through there. Menus, we will talk about in a minute. Widgets, we'll talk about. Home page settings. Now this one's an important one. If you're doing a post, so you wanted to have a blog site, you actually want your latest posts to be up here, so it just updates your post as you go. Or you can have a static page. So two demonstrations of these would be my blog site is that one, and my static site is that one. So on this one here, you see, and what it says is anytime you actually post another post, the latest one comes to the top. You can actually rearrange that with the maps. This one here will always come to this page. So it's actually got a static page, and from this page is my home page, and then I can send out to, to all of my other menu. I can then take you somewhere else to follow on to see other things. So that one there is a blog site, that one there's a blog site, and that one there's a static page, and then you can open those up in another one. So those are the two things that you actually have to consider when you're doing this is do you want a static page, or do you want your latest post? Let's just do a simple sample page, which is that, and we've got a sample page there. Home pages must be different, so we just won't bother with them. We just leave that as select, and we'll say we're going to have a static page, which is just this sample page. We hit publish, it then remembers that, and then that goes on. So on this side, this is just the overall sort of theming and structuring of what you actually have. To refine your site into something that you actually want, we just blow out of that at this point in time, and go into plugins. Install plugins. Now they've got a couple of things, I don't know why they're in there, and they annoy me. So we're going to a plugin here. This one here, I don't know what it's about. Blow it away. The super cache you actually just want to keep there. But let's just go and add a new plugin, and we'll do something like, what do I want? Let me have a look. Geez, my mind's gone blank. We'll just go, let's have a look. Admin, Twitter, email, images. Let's just say it's going to be an email, contact, or content form, contact. Here's a whole lot of areas of what you've actually got. Social sidebars, short ones, sidebar, responsive, pages, you can start doing things, payments. There's a lot of these. I've actually never noticed that before. I always work from here. And what I tend to do is do a search on WordPress plugins, and then I type something like property, and you'll get the 5 best free and then you can choose a plugin. So let's just say we're just going to take this real estate one. In fact, there's one called, I hope they've got it here. Where is it? No, it's not. Anyway, we just take Easy Property. The one that I use is, you'll have to look on my other page on that. So we go back to there, and in the plugins, Easy Property. And we'll just see what comes through from there. Not the greatest search engine that goes all the way, but here we have Easy Property listings or imports into this, or different ones that come through. They're not exactly, they tend not to go by categories, so they're a bit easy. And it's a good indication on these to get an idea of the stars, and also how many active installers. That's usually a good indication of where they're reasonably good. You can also go into more information, which is quite good before you download them, or do a little bit of research. There's usually an installation process of how you actually have to set it up. It's generally the same one as what I'm going to show you here. Usually has a description. Sometimes you've got to go to screenshots to see what it actually does or how it actually works. And the reviews are usually good. With the reviews, just make sure there's a few of them if you've only got 1 or 2, and also active installations. Between the 2 of those, they're good. There's also usually a plugin homepage, and also on the plugin homepage, if it's the plugin one, oh no, that's actually gone to their specific homepage. Then how do I get back? Don't know how to do that. Okay. On the if there's a, sometimes it actually has an issues page where people talk about the problems and then whether they've been fixed or not. So here's another one based on, oh sorry, there's only the reviews there. Sometimes it says how many fixes and when they last did the fixes, because some of them aren't necessarily related to the latest WordPress program. Anyway, let's just, we're going to upload it and we're going to activate it. And this is most probably going to be an interesting one because it might make some sheets. So it then says getting started. Some of these ones you actually have to go in here. You see it's made a property type page or post, and sometimes you've got to go in and modify the settings. This one doesn't need to do that, so you can actually just go into the property here and go add new. So and then you call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then you can go publish. Here, another thing, if you're not ready to publish, you can just save, and you can do a preview, and it just shows you what it's going to look like. And then that gives the property details, so it gives an indication of that. The same actually occurs, now how the hell do I go back onto that one again? The same occurs if you're actually going to do a page. Like if you're going to make a new page, we're just going onto the page, there's a sample page, we're going to add a new page, and it's thinking about it here. And we're going to say, this is my home page, a lot of rubbish. Follow this link. Now, this is about the only thing that you really need to figure out of is if you want somebody to go somewhere else. Let's say we just want him to go to there. We just grab that link and we just hit the link and say, go there, B. And if we want to open it in a new page, open in a new tab, update. We're going to publish this because this is now, if I go back to my visit the site, we got the sample page there. and we haven't got much else there, so that's all right. Another thing is, if you actually got one page up there, you can actually just go straight in and actually edit it. So that's quite handy, but we're just going straight back to the dashboards. Oops, we don't need dashboards, we need appearances, and we're going to go into menus. So menus is quite nice. And inside menus, we're going to make the new menu, and we're just going to call it main, and we're going to create menu. Create menu, come on. So you got main, and then we're going to say, where is the create a new menu? And the menu is going to be called main 1. Create menu. Now I'm just going to take all of my pages, and we're going to make it a primary menu, so that just puts it at the top. I haven't quite got the hang of a lot of these, so we just do that. So we've got that there. So if we just go back into our visiting the site, hello Mr. Site, and somewhere, did we refresh? Where's my menu? Not there. Menus. So add to menu. There, sorry, there they are. So now they're saved. So if I do that, we now have visit site, and still I can't see my menu. No, that's my meta. It's not showing anywhere. Okay, really cocking this up. Next there, well, we'll think about that in a minute. We just go into widgets. Now the widgets are little useful programs. So we have a widget area. I think that's, if you don't like these things, just delete them. You can always have another one. Archives, delete, categories, delete, meta, delete, 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 menus, meta, delete. Okay, then we'll actually have a gallery, and we'll have no image selected. Add an image. We've just got the one there, so create new gallery, insert into gallery. A gallery would have lots, and we just go save there, and we just call it image. We go save. We could have an image on its own. Sometimes there we can have another one with text. So let's just get that out of the way. So we just close that up, and we just put a text one underneath, and we just say text phone or about, and then just go hello. And the nice thing is, here on this side here, you can also do another hyperlink. So go here for other website, and you can have the here, you can bolden that up, and we can just go into that one there and go copy and go into the widget area and put our link in there and go open another page, update, save. Done. Right. Okay. Pi squared, visit site. I'm still a bit concerned about my... so here's your image. Here's the text or about. Oh, that's not very well. And I've got my link, which takes me through to the other one. And there it's going back to there. So, and since I said open that in a new tab, that's fine there. I just want to go back and go into menus, because I'm not seem to be succeeding there. Come on, sweetie. Now, the only other thing I want to talk about, so all of these things, so that's that menu structure, primary menu. I didn't press that one. You could almost, It's also got automatically added new top menu to there. So if you write another page, it will automatically put it in there. So you need to go and clean them out if you don't want them. And once you've made enough information, you can do it. So there I've got my primary menu. I've got that to add to it. And they do one which is managed with live preview, but we'll actually just go and visit the site now. So this is the front end, or sorry, this is the back end where you actually do things. And still, here we are. So there's my menu. It's just come through on the site. So here's my homepage. This is a load of rubbish. Follow this link. I could have put an image in there. In fact, I'll just do that very quickly. We've got to go back to dashboards. Posts and pages are very similar. Just posts are more for blogs. And so I suppose they have a certain amount of life. So here's a post called Hello World. And it would just come to the top, whichever one's the latest ones that have come through, and you can give them categories. Again, worth reading on, I've got distracted there. Going back to pages, and then this is my home page. We're just going to go edit into that very quickly, and we're just going to add media. Now, there are gallery processes that do that. That's my zip file. I don't know how that ended up into there, but that's so I've got an image there, so I can update. Oh, sorry. And the nice thing with images, you can drag them, make them big, and then you can center them, and you can put a bit of a note below. Caption: this is an image, deep, profound update, and there you are. So if we just go update. Now, if you hit preview change, it'll go open it in a new tab. If you go view page, it just goes from here. And sometimes with the editing, it's best to just have a preview tab and then zip back to the edit one. I find actually having both the pages open. So there's the new page with all of the bits in there. So that's fine. You can edit it from here. That's it. So that's something on that side. Now, inside AwardSpace here, what we actually have is you can see we have our directory, we have our content now, and we got some plugins. What plugins did we bang in? We did an easy property listing. So if you don't want the plugins, you can either blow them away from here, or you can delete them inside the plugin menu on inside the thing. So we got plugins. If we do uploads, you'll see 2008, and it'll say month 2, and there's the images. So when it actually pulls in an image, it doesn't just pull in whatever the image size you have. It then goes through and creates a lot of other images of different sizes depending on which one it wants. So it does some quite sneaky things. So when you're uploading images, if you think it's doing it slowly, it's because it's creating another 5 images of thumbnail size and medium sizes as well. I wanted to show you that part of it. The other part that I wanted to show you, if we come to the dashboard, is the database manager. And this is where it hides the goodies. So we actually have a little database that is created. It's called WordPress 47 . And there's one way of checking that, and I will just go back and show you where to get that. So if I just go into dashboard, no, I'm not going to bother. Yes, I will, since I've done it. I haven't got those there. I have to go back to dashboard. If you've got a website with a few, if you've got a website with a few WordPress setups, like you've got one called PIR2 and one called PIR1 and one called Thingybob. If you go in to, there's one called config PHP, and if you just read Mr. there, open edit, it'll tell you what your database is. So that's telling you what your database is. So if you ever want to know what your database is related to a certain WordPress site, that's how you find it. So we just go back into there, we go into dashboard, because later on you will end up with a whole load of different websites. Database manager, and inside here there is PHP MySQL. So this one here, come on, sweetie, will let you go and read the database so that you can look in the different tables and see what's been put in there. Now, we've done posts. Now, for some unknown reason, posts, pages and posts all go into there here. So you'll see there's sample page. This is my home page, the hello world, which was a post. All the information goes in there. Don't try editing it raw. It's best to actually find plugins that allow you to edit. If you go in and edit from this point, it will be messy. But it is good to actually be able to look through at the back end and actually see where the information is. So in the AwardSpace, you can actually go in and get that information. You can drop that information out. You can export that. And inside here there's an operation export, so you can export that database if you want to move it to a different to somebody else who wants to manage your websites, so you can do that. That's a handy thing. The other thing that's very nice, and I need to go to dashboard because I can never remember where this blooming thing is, is you can do an FTTP thing to start load up, and also somewhere around here there is a way, I think it's the domain manager. Now later on, as you get a bit more familiar, you will be doing information. Is it here? Pointers. No. Sorry, can't recollect where it is now. Let's just see if that's there. Pointers. No. There is a one that gives you somewhere along here that gives the a compiled little file for FileZilla so that you can load up. Oh, sorry, that was the other thing that I needed to do. If you're actually in AwardSpace, and you are back to dashboard, the two things that I use all the time, it's not going to let me take it from there, is file manager all the time, and I use the database manager, so I go using those as checklists. The other thing that you may want to do is you may want to just upload files. So let's say you have 3D PDFs or something. So I want to go in there and I'm just going to create, I'm going to create a new directory called junk. And I'll just put an underscore at the front just so that it ends up at the front. And inside there, I want to load some information. So I want a whole load of PDFs that I want to hot link to so that people can upload. You can hit the upload button and you can select a file and you can go in and find yourself some interesting piece of doodah. BricsCAD come out. Oh no, that's a mother if I recall. And you can just go upload. And it will upload that file and stick it in there. So this is all right if you've just got one or two files at a time, but if you're uploading heaps of files, then it's actually, so if we just go up a level and just go into junk again now, upload, what happened there? Need to select the file. I'll just use a wide feet. Open. Upload. Okay, there it is. So that's actually uploaded. Presumably that other one didn't do it. Now, there's a whole lot of permissions and stuff in here. Don't play with them until you really think you need to do them. The other one as well is that you can actually take a file. If you've got a file on here or an image or something and you want to download it, you can just download it and it'll just send it back to your computer as well. So, that's just opened it up. Cool. So I think that covers most of the things I wanted to talk about. I hope that's been of some use. Thank you very much for watching.